How come you're not in school?
I'm a model.
Cool. Do you want to be in a video for my band?
So if you're in a band, sing me a song.
Take on me.
Sing Street is a coming-of-age comedy drama with a musical twist from 2016. So it's set in South Dublin, and we follow our main character Connor as he is forced to move to a new school. He soon becomes infatuated with an aspiring model, Rafina, and decides to start a band to try and impress her. So Josh, you picked this one, so tell us a bit about why you picked it.
Yeah, I picked this one because I think that it deserves to be seen by more people. It's pretty well rated. Just to give you an idea of how it did on the ratings, at the time of recording, over on IMDb, it gets 7.9 out of 10, and then over on Rotten Tomatoes, it shoots right up to the audience giving it 92%, and the critics giving it 95%, which is one of the highest I think I've seen. I mean, had you seen it before? Had you even heard of it?
Hadn't seen it, hadn't heard of it, but absolutely loved it. So something I've come to realise that I really appreciate about Irish cinema is that many of the films have a tendency to present something really fun and endearing, whilst also tackling social issues. And in this, they do it with issues that are going on in the community, going on in society, and going on in the school, like with bullying. But the journey that these lads go on in their band is so much fun. And every time they're on screen and they're performing, it is a really good time. I think the performances in this are excellent, and considering we've got such a young cast as well, they all really deliver and they all really seem to understand the assignment.
Rock and roll is a risk. You risk being ridiculed.
Jesus, what are you all wearing?
So it's written and directed by John Carter, who's an Irish filmmaker. So if you've seen films like Once or Begin Again, or there's a TV show he did called Modern Love, I really like his work. It has a real charm and likability factor that I think gives it a real feel-good vibe. Whilst, like you say, he also sort of blends in that social issue as well, which I think works really, really well. So if you like The Commitments, this is probably a film that you would like.
So was there anything that you didn't like or that you would change about the film?
When I watched this for the first time, when it first came out a couple of years ago, I remember thinking that the ending was a bit weird, bit unsatisfying, and a little bit rushed. Now, if you haven't seen the film, the two leads, which you mentioned earlier, Alice, they essentially decide to go off to London to try and find fame and fortune as a a pop star and a model. And then they sort of sail off, and that's it. You don't see whether they get there or anything like that. It's sort of left up to you. And I remember thinking when I watched it, that's very strange. I'd like to have known if they got there, or I'd like to have seen them get there. I'd like to have had that, box ticked happy ending type thing. Yeah, so I think in the end I've changed my mind on the ending. I actually quite like the mystery of it. I like that idea of everyone gets something different out of it, and I think I like that idea that you get to make up your own mind. So do you think it is underseen then?
Yeah, I definitely think there's an argument for it being underseen, just from me never having heard of it, but also the amount it made at the box office there. It's not a huge amount. So yeah, I'll give you that. Sing Street, I reckon, is underseen.